this mailman energy in the hall. It gets better every year. Agree?
Oh, well, 1,000%.
Yeah.
1,000%.
This is our first interview
It
of
is.
what is going to be an amazing 3 days.
Yeah.
It's a familiar face. It's
It
Andres.
is.
Andres, if you would, real quick, just give us your name, who you're with, and what you do.
Hey, thanks for inviting me into the middle of the action here. This is awesome. My name's Andres Abeta. I'm in San Diego with an organization called Bootcamp GIS. So I care about helping our industry learn how to prepare the next geospatial workforce, which is even a roundtable talk by that topic that I'm running today.
Oh, you have a presentation today.
Yeah, presenting.
Nice.
So it's invited a lot of panelists from different backgrounds. So we want students, we want academicians, and we want people who run companies are saying, hey, this is what we need to be for skills to get hired in our companies.
Yep.
And that has to evolve how we prepare students to come in and be ready to hit the ground and work for all these wonderful companies that are sitting in the hall with us today.
So before we let you talk in more detail about Bootcamp GIS, talk about GIS as an industry. Like, what is happening right now in the industry?
So I'll speak from the career preparation and education side of things. So first of all, GIS as a industry is more than tripling in size in this decade. So by 2030, it's going to be over a $200 billion industry. And so I keep saying we can't just let people fall into this industry by accident. If all of us were asked the question, how did you get into GIS? Did some counselor advise you how to meaningful career? Nobody would raise their hand. It'd be like 99% active, like couldn't pass calculus, so I got an engineering and I found geography as a major.
Yeah, heard that one before.
Yeah, so we can't be letting people find out because we need very machine learning and GeoAI and all these amazing streaming services for data that we can, use much more rapidly. So we need to prepare that audience, and honestly, colleges are having a harder time doing that because they're much slower, much larger, and they can't react as quickly as we need.
So when you say how do you overcome that challenge? Like you said, we've got to get to the point where people aren't falling into GIS as a career. They're actually being told about it at some point. How do you fix that?
Two things. So we need to educate people at a younger age. So I just took the initiative to start talking to school districts in my city in San Diego. And my kids were offered these flyers. Hey, there's a STEM robotics class after, or a Spanish class, or a coding class. I was like, wow. So you got a lot of science-based education for kinders through 5th grade. Why aren't we teaching GIS? So I talked to 5 school districts, and I ended up creating a program called Kids Map the Earth that showed the beginnings of GIS mapping, even flying their schoolyard with a drone. And we created this class that the kids would sign up for and learn that there's this cool, meaningful industry that you can actually get a job in, that their university offers a degree in, that the biggest GIS conference in the world, the UC, Esri UC, happens in your town. So, I mean, there's a lot of puzzle pieces that really fit right. And so they read that and let us teach. So that's aspect number one. How do we get a younger audience? The second one is, how do we give them education that's more on point to what these companies in the hall need? And so we've been developing in Bootcamp GIS classes that are industry driven. So we get you guys, what the project that you just did that your clients paid you to do, I think that could be a good piece of education that thousands would want to learn. So we co-develop a class, do it in 4 to 8 weeks, we put it up online, and then we allow the world to consume it.
And where do you get these opportunities, like to have these people come in and tell their real world stories? How does someone get considered to do that?
Well, we're open to all ideas, and so the most proactive thing that I do is I walk this hall, I'll shake hands with people in every booth and say, hey, what do you get? And you tell me, oh, I do this, that, and the other. My latest client was a utility, and we collected data for them, and we gave them this dashboard. I said, you know what? That's not taught at my university or any other university I've seen. If we did a short course on that, and we put up online, and we taught a lot of other people, and they put that on their resume, guess what the interviewer is going to ask them about? not their introduction to cartography class. They're going to ask them about that project, and if they can be articulate about it, then that's a good thing for them. So the key thing is just talking to people and hearing about good projects. And so on our website, you can even send us an email.
Nice.
There's an instructor wannabe page, and just send us a project idea with a paragraph abstract, and I'll take it right away. I think a lot of people need that, or it's a real fundamentals class, intro to GIS, intro to GPS. I'm probably not that interested in it.
Well, and it's a win-win. It's a win-win, obviously, for your group and your audience, and it's a win-win for the person doing the presentation as well.
Yeah. And if you guys look back in your careers, most of the stuff that you really had to do in your jobs, right, is on the experience. You just got interested in it from maybe college, but then your coach got you to be skilled and valuable to your companies. And that's what trying to help students get right away with this OJT. Looking over your shoulder, Kent, and saying, what do you do? Except for you're going to capture that via video like they're all used to doing anyway. Of course, they're Udemy and YouTube, right?
Yeah. I mean, especially being a land surveyor. You know a lot about the land surveying profession as well. And, everybody you talk to falls into being a land surveyor. There's nobody at like the high school level, like the counselors guiding people to be surveyors. But for GIS, at least like most universities and colleges have some sort of GIS program. So you guys definitely have an advantage there. It's just getting folks to those programs, right?
Yeah, that's right. And there's about 100 universities that have some sort of GIS program, but again, it's the fundamentals.
How's the enrollment going? Is it still on an upward trajectory for all those GIS programs, or are you kind of tabled off?
Okay, so there's some nuances to that. We're kind of flatlined right now, and it's partly because the financial climate is rough right now. So people are having a hard time saying, hey, I just paid $150,000 for my degree. I need to pay some more for some sort of micro credential. So they're caught between, can I spend some more? Or they're also caught between, man, I put out 300 applications on Indeed and nobody's calling me for an interview. So if you just look at the subreddits like I have on job hunting, there is so much hopelessness and
really,
I mean, on the edge of suicide type of thing that I can't believe what I'm reading. And so there's that need. And so we're here part of, we got jumped on the World Geospatial Industry Council organization. So we're on the subcommittee for industry and academia to expose to more people worldwide, not just the United States. Hey, you guys are all feeling this. We have an educational product that could be better for your students, and we have a way for companies like yours, Sean and Ken, to put in and develop classes that serve your own need. Right? Learn what you need by these.
What do you think the employers are saying from what the students are getting right out of college? Without any kind of, how well prepared are they coming out of college with a GIS degree right now?
I just left a 1-hour meeting with a company. Just answered that same question. They said, we have a couple of hires that we need for the BIA, your Indian Affairs, and resumes I'm getting out of college, and they're just GIS tech roles. But they're so basic, and then when they interview people, they're not articulate about how to do a project. They can say, hey, I'm a good student. I got a 3.8 grade point average, and Professor X YZ is going to give me a reference. What do you got? And that's not close enough to the job at hand. So in our classes, we actually do career services, and we just work with the students to say, hey, you got to be able to describe this project that you just learned in our class articulately and describe it to the recruiter that doesn't do any GIS, the hiring manager that doesn't know the tech that you just learned, probably, and maybe a technical person, and say maturely, here's why this mapping project existed, the problem. Here was the task at hand that I had to do. Here's some problems I had to solve. Here's what software I used. And here's the outcome quantitatively.
Right.
How many thousands of miles did I do this mapping project on? And here's the amount of area that was assessed as wildfire risk area. and I had put it on a platform, made it public to X number of people in the county to consume. So now they're metricizing, their project, just like developers do, right? I mean, sorry, business developers. So they're really good about saying, I had a $500,000 marketing budget and I increased sales by 13% last year. That's why you should hire me.
Well, those are the good ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you learn is you actually have to put some numbers behind it instead
yes.
of just what do you call it? Can't that foo-foo stuff where it's just
Fuzzy math.
yes, something like that.
Yeah. So, talk about Bootcamp GIS then. Like, who's the target audience for that? Like, who are you trying to reach with this?
The target sweet spot is people that are just out of college or probably within about 5-6 years out of college that aren't doing what they want to do. There's a statistic that I just uncovered, and it says 50% of the college graduates are underemployed. That means they don't have a job, or they have to take a job in Uber Eats or Starbucks or doing something that had nothing to do with their degree. So that's over half. So our role is to say, give them some hope and say, you want to get back into a meaningful career, you got a bio degree, or environmental studies degree, or business degree. Here's some tech skills that can help you do things that you thought is the reason why you went to college, and we'll help you get there.
So maybe I missed it. Do you help with job places?
We have a 6-month enterprise GIS program, and along with that is 6 months of career services. So we're teaching them how to do a makeover of their LinkedIn profile, all the SEO and type of things that they have to be using on LinkedIn in order to get themselves exposed to more people. Prepare for the job resume, how to hunt for conferences and do the networking at places like this, GEOWEEK. And then what companies do hire, and here's a list of them, and then how to have a mature response in interviews that make them stand out versus, the other answer I told you. So we're the best in the world at the career services part because college is really, it's absent there.
Yeah, absolutely. So is there a prerequisite for folks that want to consider getting involved with Camp JS? Do they have to have a college degree?
That's a great question. So there's not a prerequisite. We have some high school students that are doing it from an education standpoint. There's not a prerequisite that you already have to have an intro to JS class under your belt or some degree because, I went to YouTube the other day and I looked for a video of a mechanic who showed me how to disassemble the door panel of my Hyundai Sonata so I could change out the $15 broken window switch. I don't have any prerequisites as an auto mechanic, but I can watch somebody demonstrate that and then do it and feel really gratified with that. That's how our education is. Subject matter expert does the demo, it's recorded, you can follow along the steps, and then you can feel gratified that you completed, a major project.
Super cool. How do people find out more?
bootcampgis.com. Check that out. There's a button there. Immediately you can see the course catalog. So you'll see stuff there that is going to be very interesting. And then secondly, there's another button, book a call, and we'll just talk to you for free and just give you some advice about the GIS career path, and you'll decide for yourself, hey, this is for me or not. So there's really no risk, and it's a low investment.
So speaking of that, what would be that one advice you would give somebody that's interested in, saw something and said, maybe I can give this a career, and they found your page? What's the best advice you can give them?
Yeah, good question. So don't lose hope. There's a lot of people in that role. And if you do nothing, then you're going to stay in that state. You have to do something for yourself. And a lower bar than going getting a master's degree is go find some sort of boot camp education. It doesn't have to be ours. It could be in data science or AI or even in medical fields, surveying, there's things like that. Find something where you think that you've read and you find the research that there's a need, and then go and pursue that hardcore and network the hell out of everybody around you.
Nice. Love it.
Yep. Good stuff. Well, Andre, we really appreciate it. Anything else, Sean?
No, I'm good. Yeah.
Anything else I get out there?
Your podcast is a beautiful thing. I'm honored to be a part of it. And there's probably be a line of people behind me wanting to be the next speaker. So good job.
Thank you for your time.
All right. Cheers.